Hello, welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. My name's madleines and I build builds very slowly. Found that out whenever I was editing this. Well, I kind of already knew this, but I didn't know the extent. I had 6 hours of footage, hence why this video is so long. I did cut things out, including I made a kid's room, but I made that off camera because this house is for my current household and she didn't age up until after I'd moved them into this house. So I went ahead and built a kid's room off camera, and on the gallery, it's going to include that kid's room. So don't worry. Y'all are going to have it. It's in the screenshots, but I found out I build very slowly. This house literally is 4 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. So sorry about the 1 bathroom. I know that that's really problematic. What I'm thinking though is that you can convert part of the greenhouse that's connected to the house or something into a bathroom if you really need it. But so far, I'm playing with 4 Sims right now. Yeah, I'm playing with 4 Sims right now. Third on the way. Well, not a third. Oh my God. A 5th on the way. Jeez. And so far the 1 bathroom is working fine. If you're having more than that amount of Sims in this house though, I would suggest to build another bathroom though. Sorry, but I tried a new way of building in this video, and I think that's another reason why it's so long, because I'm still getting used to it and whatnot, but I think I like it a lot more than how I was building. Something about me, I'm always trying to adapt in this game. I'm trying to learn different ways. Also, sorry if you hear my dog. I'm trying to learn new ways of just making quality looking and nice looking builds, especially with, I feel recently I've been struggling a lot with floor plans. And so I thought that today, I forgot who I saw do it. I think I've seen Simlissy do it, and I've also seen Lil Simsy do it as well, where they build based off of a floor plan and start with like small pieces and then work their way up. And I really thought that it would be the most effective way. So I tried doing that today, and I really like the outcome. This house turned out so freaking cute. I love it. It's definitely like kind of my personal style, but I added a bit of my Sims personalities into it, like with all the gardening and stuff. I can't garden. I actually have a bonsai tree, a basil plant, and a Christmas cactus. Those are the 3 plants I have in my house, and 2 of them are dead. The bonsai and the basil are dead. So would this be good for me in real life? Absolutely not. But for my sim, absolutely. She's super good at gardening. That's how she makes all of her money. My favorite thing, I'm also building this for you guys just so that you are able to utilize how broken gardening is in this game. Because this household, they have 16 orchid plants, and a bunch of lilies, a bunch of birds of paradise, and at one point I had them have a money tree, just because, okay, hear me out. I wouldn't do this for like a normal household where it's like I'm playing with 1 founder sim. I knew that I had to do this for my girl because my current household, I'll go ahead and explain their dynamic right now just so that you get it. So I don't think I've done it yet. Also, let me know if you want a current household video, because I would love to show them off. I would love to like play with them a little bit on the tube, but I started out rags to riches and I'm still kind of on that. I don't think I've made 1,000, not 1,000. Yes, I've made 1,000 simoleons. Holy crap. I haven't made 1,000,000 simoleons yet with them. But I kind of cheated a little bit because I started out with 2 Sims instead of 1. So I started out with twin sisters. Their names are Noor and Sahar. I'm building this house for Noor. Noor is my gardening queen. Sahar, on the other hand, she's an actress. She's very mean, and she's married to Kyle Carlson. So Kyle Carlson is my neighbor in this save because he's married to Noor's sister. And I found out he kept on visiting so much, but that's besides the point. I need to talk about the build. But anyways, yeah, I'm building this for Noor. She's a gardener. She has a disgusting amount of plants. She's a plant lover. So I was like, I can't not give her own like 2 personal gardens. I think that's really important. because her husband's name is Ross, and he also has the gardening skill. He's maxed out on that as well, but he's more focused on the adventure awaits career. I have him as a counselor, and that's how they actually met, because Nor was in that career, and then a bit after they met, she quit and then went into the gardening career. But this Rags to Riches, I started out, I wanted to explore the Adventure Awaits expansion pack because I haven't really played with it yet, and so far I'm having a lot of fun. Like, they have a daughter named Valentine. She just turned into a child, and immediately once she turned into a child, I got a call from our cousin, Sahar's kid, being like, "You want to go to summer camp?" And I was like, heck freaking yes, dude, I want to go to summer camp. So I took Valentine to summer camp. It was like perfect too, because it's like towards the end of summer in my game, so it's her spending her last little summer and just turned into a kid at summer camp, making friends and stuff, and then she gets to go back to school. Like, I thought that was so cute. But anyways, as you can see, I tried to do a wraparound porch, and then I realized that I was falling back into my old ways and that the build was way too big. I end up slimming it down, don't worry. I feel like something weird that I did in this build, though, is that I think there's 3 porches, and I have not seen that in the real world, but hey, that's okay. This is a video game, so it's convenient for me, and that's all that matters. And as you can see, I was working on that chimney, but usually I end up making those rooms with my chimneys into, like, I paint the room black and stuff so that you kind of can't see it, or so that it is not usable per se. But I think I ended up letting it be a part of the build in this build. But I've been really liking doing those, like, I don't know how else to describe it. I know I said this in my last video, but stepped chimney, that's what I'm calling it. But it's basically where I put like a box on the bottom level, and then I put a kind of parallel, I don't know, a diagonal box on top of it, and then I build the actual chimney, and I think that it looks so cute with like slope roofs and stuff. So I did that on this house too. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to pry that method out of my cold dead hands because I can't stop. But this is the second porch. See, as you could tell, I got rid of that wraparound. Well, it was kind of wraparound just a little bit. I just wanted a little bit less room in the house because I didn't want it to be ginormous, and it already turned out pretty big just how it is playing in it. It's honestly, it's tiny in my standards, but for a normal person who plays in like normal size builds a majority of the time, it's probably really big. I'm working on it, okay? I'm working on utilizing my space. So as you can see, I'm finishing up the roof side. No, I'm not finishing them. I'm still working on them a lot. Yeah, I struggled with this roof right here for a bit, but I love how it turned out. I thought it turned out super duper cute. And eventually over there's going to be like a shed. And in the shed, I ended up putting a jewelry crafting station and also a flower arranging station, just because those fit my sim skills and whatnot. But obviously you could change them out for whatever you want, whether it be like woodworking or a fabrication thing, whatever you do in your game. What I like about this build the most is that it's super customizable and it's not really built for a single storyline, so you guys will be able to play in this super easily. And as you can see, that chimney, well, I guess I didn't include it in the actual build, so that's good. But yeah, it's adjacent to the stove. Whenever we get, yeah, you can see it like for a second over there. And I've been having so much fun playing Adventure Awaits like in my spare time. And if you are a viewer of my channel, like a regular viewer, and you've seen the Rags to Riches Let's Play, let me know if you want the next expansion to be Adventure Awaits, because I had so much fun. This pack was like curated specifically for me, I think, because I haven't really played necessarily with the kids stuff yet, just because I feel like once I get kids in the game, I get bored. Like, I don't normally like playing with kids in the game. I usually like playing with adults, but the adult stuff was so fun. It's so slept on. Like, whenever I was playing with Sahar and Nor, I would make them go to that glow and flow. There we go. That name is not meant for somebody who can't talk like me, but I would go to that festival all the time. In the little cove too, in this neighborhood, I forgot what this neighborhood's called. It's like Crystal Springs or something like that, where they have the little like cove with the glowing jellyfish. Oh my god, it is so cute. I love it. And I also loved collecting the butterflies. Something about me, love butterflies. I would love to have my own butterfly house. Is that realistic? Absolutely not. Do I want it? Yeah. But anyways, as you can see, I'm working with the I was working with the second floor plan and just putting down filler furniture, just so that I knew where everything wanted to go. And I ended up putting those, I wanted to put the boxes in there, but they didn't fit. I didn't make it big enough, sadly. So I had to do the vertical planners, but honestly, those are like really nice. I don't know. Because with the vertical planners, on top of being space effective, you don't have to weed them. And that's like the best gift ever, especially if you have so many plants on one lot. You're not spending all day gardening because you're saving time weeding. And on top of that, there was that glitch for a bit where you would just continuously weed stuff and then it wouldn't get weeded. So they're like a saving grace. I love them. And I was putting down windows right here, and whenever I was first building this, you kind of could see it in the beginning, but I was trying to use Adventure Awaits build mode stuff, but I just couldn't really, it didn't make much sense to me, because what I was going for in this build was sort of like a new construction in like prime real estate of Gibby Point. So I feel like making it cabiny wouldn't make much sense. So I ended up using a lot of the growing together stuff just because I thought that it fit the world pretty nicely as like a newer version of the type of buildings that are already there. I'm kind of 50-50 on it because I'm like, ooh, this could go in like Newcrest or something. But at the same time, I don't know, it being in Gibby Point, it's just so, it kind of fits. So just with like the skills and stuff, and with the exterior, I absolutely love the siding. I thought it was so precious, but I added some of the white growing together siding, as well as like the base game yellow as like accents, and then the life and death brick. That's also another thing that you're gonna have to pry out of my cold dead hands. I love that brick. I think it's probably up there with the best in the game. That and the cottage living brick are so good, and nothing can ever top it, I fear. Because I feel a lot of the brick swatches, they are very world specific. Like with the base game, they really only look good in Willow Creek, Newcrest, and then sometimes Oasis Springs. And then with the brick from like Get Famous and Get Together, and the Get Together is specific to Windenburg, Get Famous, that's kind of versatile, but at the same time it looks better in more worn buildings or like in an apartment in San Myshuno. With cottage living and the life and death brick, it can go literally anywhere. And that's why I love it so much. But as you can see, I'm working on that garden right there. I end up moving it to the side. That's where I end up making the third porch. But I'm adding a pool. Just because these Sims are kind of bougie, they can afford it. But at first I wanted to do just the terrain paint around the pool, like a roundish looking, but then I ended up like making a square patio. And part of the reason I feel why this video is so long is because I paid so much attention to how the landscaping looked, just because I normally do, but I feel in this one it's really bad. Like I was thinking of all of the plants that they grow and what's surrounding it and what would look right, and it was a really long time that I spent thinking about this. But what I ended up with, I was like, they wouldn't have something really overgrown. I feel like they would have it very uniform and just very clean looking, because that's kind of Nora's vibe, where she's just, everything is very uniform, but it's still kind of wild a little bit. That's the vibe I was going for with the landscaping here. Like, as you can see, I added that kind of crazy bush. In my brain, I categorize it as the crazy bush, but it looks good. It looks good in certain cases, and I really liked it here. And I liked the rounded area with the little lower fences and stuff. I thought that was so cute. But I added a little like jut out too right there with it, because I feel sometimes with I didn't want it too uniform, you know what I mean? Because in cases like this, visually, I feel like landscaping is pretty boring if you're just like, if you're building a pool and then you're just wrapping it around with those like straight hedges and not really doing anything else. But that's just my personal opinion, and with my personal gameplay and like building and whatnot, I'm not a huge fan of it. So I wanted to add a little bit more depth to it, which is why I ended up just like adding some extra plants and stuff and extra little fun things, I guess is how I can describe it. I don't know, just a little bit more on certain parts so that it didn't look super duper boring. And while I wasn't necessarily in love with this fenced in idea at the pool, just specifically the space, the one tile space between the hedges and the actual tall fence, I think that it ended up pretty nice, especially with what I add a tree house right there. And I think that with the gate and just like the entryway into the other side yard, I feel like it looks very cute. I think it just fit the most, and that's the reason why I did it. In normal circumstances, if I was just planning based on how the architecture, like the exterior looks, I wouldn't have done that. But I think it turned out pretty well in this case, and I absolutely love this yard right here. As you can see, I'm messing with it, but I neglect those mega windows. I avoid them like the plague. And in this in this build, for some reason, I put those on and I was like, these are beautiful. Why don't I use these more? Madison, you're so stupid. Like, especially with a house like this where it's very suburban and then it just has that little rustic accent. I think it's so cute. Okay, is it giving farmhouse a little bit? Yeah, but that's her vibe, okay? In real life, I would never live in a modern farmhouse, but in this game, I think that it fits really well, especially with the furniture that we got from Horse Ranch. That's like super cute. I don't know, but I didn't even use Horse Ranch. It's the vibes. It's the vibes. As you can see, I am finishing up that little side yard. I added those straight hedges, and I think I did something else with it. Oh, yes. So I ended up encasing that, adding fence, adding some more terrain paint, and then I loved how this looked. The terrain paint in this build, I was really proud of. I thought it looked really cute, but I added some detail of like the roots of the tree growing into the ground with like the dirt. I normally do that, but in this case, I never really do it with actual objects like that tree house, but I thought it was so cute. And then I added some more terrain paint and then the gate right there so that you can access the other side yard through this. And then I went ahead and messed with that a little bit. The little, what is it called? Oh my god, the landscaping right here next to that shed. And then I was adding some more trees and stuff. Also, let me know if y'all think I use too many trees, because sometimes especially right now, I'm working on another speed build, next week's speed build right now. I'm not going to spoil anything, but I was putting down trees and I was like, this looks kind of a lot. And I put down trees pretty much a very similar way to as I put down trees, like in every build, I'm putting down trees in a similar way. But let me know if y'all think it's too much. But anyways, I was trying to mess with those romantic garden hedges, but then I thought they looked kind of just not ugly, just kind of misplaced per se. I would use that in a different sense. I'm thinking of possibly building. Also, let me know if you guys would be interested in this. I kind of want to build either a castle or a large estate in Windenburg, and I think that the romantic garden stuff would look really cute there. This is kind of like unrelated. I'm sorry. But whenever I was, God, how many years ago was that? It had to be like 5 or 6, maybe 7 years ago now. I built the Gatsby's house from like the Great Gatsby movie, the Baz Luhrmann one. I built their house in Windenburg a couple of years ago, and I kind of want to revisit it and do it again because I'm so much better at building now. I feel like I can make it look so much cuter. Let me know if you guys would be interested in that, because I love doing builds like that, style builds after things in media. Adore it. And I think especially after all the expansion packs that we've gotten recently, because with that build, hold on, I have to look. Yeah, I was just looking at the expansion packs by release date, and it looks like I was right about the 6 years ago deal, because I think that the expansion pack that was out at the time that was like kind of newish was Eco Lifestyle, which was in 2020. So yeah, it's been a really long time since I built that, and I've definitely grown a lot in that time. But I'll stop rambling because I did something really cute here and I need everybody to know about it. I really liked the stones, those debug garden stones, and that terrain paint. It's so cute. I'm gonna be using that all the time now. Y'all are gonna get sick of it. I thought it was adorable. It was, I think, single-handedly probably my favorite part of the build, which is strong to say, but I really do think that it's my favorite thing to look at whenever I'm playing in this build. It's adorable. But I'm working on the front landscaping right now, and I kept on doing like a similar organization that I was doing with the rest of them, but I added a little bit more of wild greenery, but I still added the rocks to kind of line it and make it not super just unruly. But I think right now, yeah, I was adding that live edit fence. I forgot what pack that's from, so I fear it's from Strangerville. Sorry in advance. I think this build is pretty pack heavy, so sorry about that. I use a lot of growing together though. I think that if you're going to download it and you do have very limited packs, I think the most important are growing together. And what else did I use in here? I think that I used Dream Home Decorator a lot, but I used some base game. I've been really enjoying using base game items recently because, especially with the updates that they've done to them, I feel like a lot of them look super cute. And I know that this curtain from the base game, this is like categorized for the kids' rooms, but I think it looks really cute in communal spaces, especially in that white swatch. But that one has been a white swatch for, I think, since the game was released. I think, I don't know, I don't remember, quite frankly don't remember, but I've been using a lot of base game recently in my builds, and I really love that for myself and for all of you, because it makes it less stressful if you don't have things. It makes it easier for you to download it, and it not with like the game replacing it with something that's like not the same or kind of ugly. But yeah, I think that's, so I think I was trying to find a growing together chair for right there, but I couldn't find one that I liked a lot, and then I ended up going through all of them because that's what I typically do. But I ended up with that life and death poof that's really cute, and I think it's called like the mollusk poof or something like that, which I think is a really silly name. But I was putting down some plants and stuff. I wanted it to be like kind of minimalist and just not very cluttery in this place. Did I succeed? Probably not. I have a really bad habit of throwing everything in my freaking catalog down. But I was messing with this living room for a disgusting amount of time. Luckily, I cut it down for you guys so you didn't have to see it. Oh my god. Max is giving us matching swatches and styles for furniture. Challenge impossible. I went ahead and used the Dream Home Decorator couches. At first, I didn't think I would use them and I wouldn't be into the vibe, but I love the color so much. I love it. I love it. I love it. I could be sick over how much I love it. Usually though, that green just looks gross and nasty. Like, I don't know how to describe it. Okay, I'm sorry if you like this color that I'm about to describe, but to me, it just usually looks like a gross bluey green dark monstrosity. But in this, I don't know if I just have been looking at it in the wrong lighting or have been trying to match it with the wrong interior or what, but I just, once I put it in this living room, I was like, it has to be there. And I added that little basket from Cottage Living. I'm obsessed with that thing. It's really bad. And most of my suburban builds, I end up putting that basket just because I think it's so precious. In this build, I used the orange swatch with the cat pillow, and I love it. I want a cat so bad. In my real life, I can't get one though because I have my doggy, and you can probably hear him in the background in most of my videos. He's very vocal. Anyways, putting down the rugs. And I forgot what rug I specifically used in this one. I think it was I think I used the Book Nook one just because it's just pretty plain, pretty relaxed, and I didn't super clutter up the fireplace, just because I tend to put so much junk up there, and in real life you wouldn't have a bunch of junk up on top of your fireplace. It's gonna get hot and like either set on fire or melt or something or whatever. Like if those little, you see those little plants in the middle, I know I'm like moving like crazy, but if those, in my brain, those are like made of plastic. And I don't know, in my life, I haven't been fortunate enough to live in a house with a fireplace. So like, I don't know fireplace mechanics. I just play The Sims. Like, but as you can see, I'm working on the dining room. I added in that growing together table and chair set. And at first I was going for something a little bit more, what's the word? Just like traditional, I guess. But I ended up leaning towards that just because I thought it was so precious. And sadly, I did get rid of the windows in that greenhouse just because I thought it looked a little silly with where the planters ended up in there. So I went ahead and moved it. And I honestly love how this dining room turned out. I think it's one of my best so far, honestly. It's just super duper adorable. I added that little side table. I never add those like bedside tables to other places in the house besides a bedroom, but honestly I thought that it fit really well. Like I added that little platter thing from Garden to Table, that kit, and then I added some books as well on the little shelf underneath. I never take the time to do that, so honestly, like I was just focusing on things I think that I just never take time to do, and that was one of them. So I ended up doing that, and I was trying to figure out what to hang above it just because I thought that space looked a little bit empty, and I ended up not with those are really cute though. I forgot. Oh yeah, it was this painting from, I think that's Tiny Living, but I added in something in that corner, and I ended up moving that big like hutch to the side actually, and I think that hutch is from Crystal Creations, but I didn't use a lot of Crystal Creations in this build. I think it was only the hutch and also the gemology table. I forgot about that. So if you don't have that kit, you're not going to be missing a lot whenever you download it. But I also never use those curtains from City Living, and I was trying to get them to fit, but they didn't really fit. But I used it on the back wall, and then on the wall in the front, I used the one that I used in the foyer. And as you can see, I was editing some stuff a little bit in the hallway. I cut out the footage of the hallway just because I thought you didn't really need to see it. I cluttered it, but it was it just wasn't, I don't know. This video is already long enough. I didn't need it there too. So I just went ahead and cut that out. But as you can see, I'm working on the greenhouse right now. And also there will be screenshots of the hallways, so don't worry about that. You'll be able to see it still. And I really love how the inside of this turned out. I added a lot of like the clutter. I added the hose on the side of the house. I always forget to add those, so that was really huge for me, remembering to put it down. But I went ahead and used those like draped herbs and stuff. I forgot what pack that came from for the life of me, but I added some little aprons too that she could wear while she's gardening. And then I put some stuff. I don't remember if I put stuff on top of that shelf, but it doesn't really matter. Right now I'm looking for, I spent an egregious amount of time looking for that little, like, what is that even called? Holy crap. Guys, it's too early in the morning and it's literally 11 a.m. I forgot what a watering can is called. I just oh my god. But anyways, starting kitchen, not my proudest moment. So originally whenever I built that, I forgot at the time, whenever I was putting all this stuff in, I remembered, I think later on, maybe when I was taking screenshots or whenever I was first editing this, that I was gonna make that a place for the washer and dryer. But I forgot it. I just forgot it, so I ended up adding the washer and dryer upstairs. Weird, I know, sorry. If you want to get rid of that little cabinet, you can, but I thought it was too cute to get rid of, so I didn't get rid of it. But I'm working with the kitchen right now, and not to be a broken record, love how it turned out. Thought it was super cute. And I just really love the color palette of this house. That's just my personal style. I love that light wood, and I absolutely love like creams and whites and just pops of colors on the walls. That's just my personal thing. If you guys could see my bedroom right now, I probably won't show my bedroom because that feels like an invasion of privacy. But I have light cream colored walls, white And then shockingly, that cream colors, yeah, and pastels. Yeah, yep. So this kitchen was just like my personal style to a T. If like, I love my kitchen now. If I were to have a new kitchen, like hypothetically, if I were to move into a new house and have a new kitchen, I'd want it to be this color palette. Adore it. But I added a little pet feeder there, and for this family, I want them to get a cat, and I ended up getting a cat. I named him Loopy, and he is lazy and gluttonous. Those are his traits. So I think eventually in my own gameplay, I'm probably going to add the pet treats because I forgot them in this initial build, but I thought it was a really silly concept of the cat. Once I adopted him, of course, and knew his traits, I was like, yeah, Loopy definitely knocks over those cereal boxes in the cookie canister to get food out of it all the time. I thought it was funny. It reminds me of my dog in real life. You can hear him in the background right now being a goof. He's playing. But he does that all the time where he tries to get into stuff that he shouldn't. So I imagine Loopy like that. And I went ahead and cluttered that up. And I forgot what I added to that shelf. Whoopsie. But I love that ladder that came with garden to table. I'm obsessed with it. I use it so often just because it's just like that brick that I was talking about earlier. It's so versatile. You can use it anywhere. And I thought it was really cute, especially in this house. We have toddlers in here. So I was like, they can just like, okay, that's actually really dangerous. I hope they don't climb that ladder. But I added the backsplash from Enchanted by Nature. Oddly, I put it down and then I realized there were butterflies on it, and I was like, that's so cute, because my sim Nor, who lives here, she completed the Critter Hunter aspiration, so she has a ton of butterflies. I added the little butterfly thing outside, so I was like, that's like perfect for her. And a reason why I love making these speed builds is because I find items all the time that I just never even thought of using, and like making styled builds after certain sims. I had a really bad habit for a long time of like copy and paste, making the same types of houses for the same types of sims. And I'm so glad that I grew out of that, because right here I'm doing a little, like, it was a pastel green, and then that backyard stuff painting, like the trio of paintings, so adorable. And I think this is one of my favorite bedrooms too. It's so precious. I love it. And I didn't realize too how many cute swatches that Businesses and Hobbies bed has. Like, I had no clue that green swatch existed, and as soon as I put it down, I was like, yep, this is Nor. This is Nor. And that dress with the runner, I never used that thing, and I just, okay, in my defense, in this build, it fit in super well with that wood swatch, and also the swatch of the runner, it fit really well. I never get to fit that in my builds. I'm so glad that I was able to. And something you guys have probably noticed about my speed builds is whenever I'm struggling to find something to take up space, specifically in a corner, I always look at the surfaces category and like the shelving. I always put like a shelf down or something. But something that I use as like a sort of trick, I guess, I don't know, it's barely a trick, but before I started building more in The Sims and trying to get houses that looked just very uniform, nice, kind of realistic, but at the same time simmy, you know what I mean? But before I started doing that, I would look at decor in real life, and a lot of things that I've noticed in houses that I've been to or just public spaces is just utilizing shelving to fill up empty gaps in furniture, like to fill up dead space is what I meant to say. But I'm working on the nursery here because they do have a baby on the way. I don't know what gender it is yet. So I went ahead and did white. Boring. Yeah, pretty boring. I want to add more color once the baby is born. I absolutely love their kid now, her room. It's so precious. And I wish so hard that I recorded it so you guys could like see it being made, but it's so cute. There's so many different colors in it, and her favorite colors are like blue and purple, and so I added a lot of blue and purple in there, and it's so cute. And ironically, in real life, I actually really hate the color purple, but I used it in this house and for her, and I thought it looked so cute. I don't know, maybe I'm a purple fan now. I think for me mainly it's just dark purple and then like dark teals where I don't like the color, and like really dark greens too. I just can't do it. I don't know. If I'm doing a dark color palette, I'm going to be using reds and browns and oranges and stuff like that. I just like warmer tones, but as you can see with that curtain, it's glitching and like it's dark. I don't know why it's like that, but I'm running out of time, so build finish.